Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J, live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Thank you to everybody that's been with us throughout the night, throughout the show. Everyone that has been listening to us live on Stream Licensing and TuneIn and Streamer and legacyinternetradio.com. We appreciate you. As I had mentioned to you guys before, we have an outstanding brother that is joining the show right now. Outstanding organization that he's part of, and our brother James Harris is here to tell us all about it. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, enjoying this weather, man.
Man, I'm wondering if the world knows that in Virginia it's supposed to exclusively be late winter, early spring. Do you think the world knows that?
Listen, I don't know, man. What's weird is a couple of days ago, I was out there running with like a tank top on and some shorts, and then the day after that, I'm in a fleece and some jeans and some thermals. So it's crazy out here.
It's absolutely crazy. I think that Virginia weather is the only place, well, not the only, but one of the few places you can experience every single season in a week.
Yeah.
And whatnot. It is absolutely crazy. It's been a while since we had you in the studio. You used to come and rock with us when we had the pregame way back in the day. You remember the rocking with those fools?
Yeah. They're my boys, man. We still get up. Actually, we was together yesterday, as a matter of fact. I was with Josh earlier, and I was with AJ, of course, at the coffee shop.
Right.
And BG came to the grand opening of the Battle Bar Extreme. So, yeah, we still got a good relationship, man. Everybody just in their own lane doing different things, though.
I appreciate an opportunity when I get to rock with y'all. I enjoyed the pregame with, like you said, everybody's going off and doing their various things with our brother Jay Wash and BG. And, of course, AJ Brewer, Brewers Cafe. 1125 Bainbridge Street right here in the capital city. So we always like to give him his love and send folks over there. But this is about you, brother. This is about you and an organization that you are part of. So I'm not going to introduce it. I want you to introduce it. What's the name of the organization that you're part of?
So, yes, this is not about me. It's about the organization.
Okay.
The organization is United Black Business Group. LLC. So you can follow us on Facebook, United Black Business Group LLC. You also can go to our website, unitedbbg.org, unitedbbg.org. So pretty much what our organization is a nonprofit. I'm currently the vice president. So we're a collection, like a hub, if you will, for local black business owners. So we do a numerous of things. Right now we got 4 key missions that we're trying to push. Number one, we're trying to get a black-owned bank back in the city, so we started that process. We got a lot of paperwork we're doing, back and forth talking to NCUA. So that process has been tiring, but it's been fun. We're meeting different people, doing different interviews and stuff like that. Second, we want to do agriculture. We got a couple gardens that we're going to put throughout the city. We're partnering with Committed to Reach. They currently have a garden right now in the Fulton area. So that's agriculture. We want people to have access to food throughout the city.
Right.
And then the third thing, of course, is real estate. We want to get as much land as possible for residential as well as commercial. And then lastly, education. We want to educate people not only from an academic standpoint, but, financial literacy, everything that we're not teaching in school. Like, because right now, if I ask you, you remember in school you had the Pythagorean theorem? A squared plus B squared, C, like you're not using that now.
No.
So if we had in school
stuff that we can actually use.
like taxes and like basic stuff that you'll need outside of school instead of, I don't want to say pointless math stuff or pointless science stuff, but stuff that really cross over, in your daily life stuff.
Right.
That'll be more helpful. So we just want to educate as many people as we can, not even just the younger people, but adults as well.
Right. Well, there's a lot of holes. There's a lot of areas where the children are not getting what they need to get in school. You guys are casting a wide net, so I want to kind of have you, and I also want to make sure you're branding. So every time I want you to keep saying the name of the organization.
Yes,
so
sir.
The name of the organization is
United Black Business Group.
United Black Business Group, and I want to make sure that I break each piece down. So I know one of the first things you said is you're looking to try to get a black bank here.
Black-owned bank right here in the city. We started that process. We're following the steps right now of NCUA. They sent us a stack of documents. I posted a picture before on my Facebook. So we went through those. We did what they say. So once we submit those back, they're going to send us some more stuff to do. They actually told our secretary that realistically we can have it in 18 months, which is not bad. But we don't want to, put that amount of pressure on ourselves, half short it, or, make any unnecessary pressure. So we're going to drag it out to ensure that it's going to be efficient.
Right. So it sounds like a major undertaking. We're talking about a bank. There are a lot of folks that are laymen who may not be familiar with the process of how you create a bank. Is that something that you guys are going to do, or you guys are going to help facilitate, or how does that work?
Well, we're actually, right now, just the amount of attention we're getting from it, it's causing a lot of traction. Because right now, if you search black-owned banks within the city, you probably pull up Petersburg and Dinwiddie.
Well, the only one that I've actually seen, I'm glad you said that, is down Southwest Virginia. There's one down there. I can't think of the name of it, but I've researched it, and I know that it's not here in the Tri-City area.
And that's so to me, that's weird, because we had Maggie Walker, she actually started one.
Wasn't BB&T founded by black?
I'm not even sure on that.
I think it was, and it's not black owned now.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, but the point is there is none here.
Yeah, true. So that's definitely, so we figure if we can control our money and control our education and control different stuff, then we can, bring power within our community. Because right now, here's another thing too. You know how, you're doing well. So this probably years ago, right? So let's just say you was turned down for a loan, right? That's all you get. All right, sir, you was denied. Thank you.
You don't get a why.
Yeah, apply again. So with us, it's going to be, hey, this is what it is. We got this class though that'll help you build your credit, or this is why you didn't qualify for a certain amount. So if you take this class, it's different strategic things that we're going to implement, as well as educate you on why. It's not going to be just you was denied. Right. And then obviously from the financial piece, we can buy within our own communities, our own demographics.
Right.
And that way right there, our money is controlled as well. You see the Asian community, they voted at 3%, but they control the top percentage. Yeah, top percentage of our wealth. Not only here in America, but we contribute to the Asian community, just as a whole.
How many times do you see a shirt that says made in China?
Exactly. All that. So we want to control all that. So United Black Business Group is a hub of local entrepreneurs, like I said at the beginning. So we got, within our organization, we got fashion designers who actually make clothes. We got mechanics. We got real estate agents. We got myself, which is a diverse, businessman. We got other nonprofits. It's just an umbrella of different people collectively doing things and trying to get the community to know it's something else that you can be doing, and let's contribute and put all our resources together and expand our whole net worth. So, and it's, right now it's working good, man. It's no envy, no jealousy. Everybody is moving, working on one accord. The promotion is good. The attitudes are good. People are following. People are engaged, So they want it just as bad as we do.
There's a lot of layers, a lot of things to get to. I'm excited about it. I have Stephen Marcus J. live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio. We're talking to our brother James Harris, who's telling us about an outstanding organization that is called
United Black Business Group.
I want you to make sure you keep saying it. One of the pieces that you said that you guys are going to be focused on is agriculture.
Agriculture.
Let's speak a little bit more in depth on why that's important and why that's something specifically is part of what you guys' mission is.
All right. So agriculture in itself, that's just not limited to gardens. You can garden inside. A lot of people don't know you can have indoor gardens.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can actually have an indoor garden and have access to food. Like I said, though, currently we're looking for different places that we can have outdoor gardens, though, throughout the city. So not only homeless people or, any other people that needs food can have it, but we also want to make that a hub so children of all ages, adults, anybody can have, something to do within our time and learn something new. Right. Obviously, if you can grow and plant your own food, then that's just, one, that's a less bill. Then you ain't got to spend as much at the grocery store. And then two, that's something else that you can pass down too. You can teach your kids to do it. As they continue to grow, they'll continue to do it. But the biggest thing is just to have something different in the city and to, for more people to have access to good food.
Right.
Just because another reason is, a lot of stuff is processed now.
Right.
So we want to change that.
I think a lot of our food is biowarfare, be honest with you. I mean, when you think about what they're doing to the foods that they, purport to be the best foods for you.
Chemically, and just the pesticides and different stuff like that, steroids and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if you know, but I'm actually a vegetarian. So I try to eat as clean as possible.
Right.
Just based on those facts.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't aware, but for the record, I could see that you're a fit guy. So I'm guessing that you're familiar with the proper way to eat and proper diet. So
I definitely try to ensure that I'm digesting the proper stuff.
Right.
It's not even a challenge no more, to be honest with you, just by seeing different articles and stuff like that with stuff just going on with the chickens and the meats, and I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want no parts of that.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
It's funny because I don't want to go too far off the course, but I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine. And I eat meat. But there's certain meats that I will eat and certain ones that I won't eat, and I try to eat as clean as possible. I eat a lot of red meat and all of that kind of stuff, and I try to eat a lot of, I guess, what we used to call roughage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like leafy green stuff. But having said that, if you look at the animals that many of us consume, they're growing at a rate faster than what they used to grow at, and whatever they're doing to do that
is the unhealthy part.
That's the unhealthy part that we as humans are ingesting, and we wonder why we have so many health problems. Speak a little bit to me about your education of folks and why the agriculture piece is so important to the organization.
Well, from agriculture, let's just all right. So for me, if you look at some of the biggest animals in the world, they're vegetarians, or eat like grains and stuff like that, Right. So even gorillas, they don't eat meat and they're still massive, So
strong.
you don't have to be eat meat to be a certain figure or a certain way. And then not only that, the meat slows you down as far as your digestive system and stuff like that. So it's a lot of different things for us and our demographic, that comes with like hypertension, diabetes, and different stuff like that. So
Right.
Some of the things that can change that we can do is proper nutrition.
Right.
And some of the ways to proper nutrition ourselves is by, growing our own food and stuff like that.
Right. No, I can dig it. I think it's important that we do that. And, I'm impressed whenever I have an opportunity to hear someone kind of speak on that, because I know how important it is. And I know when folks are listening, you may not convince everyone, but if you get one or two folks that be like, you know what, you might be on to something, and I want to change my style.
Even if people don't want to stop eating meat per se, they still can eat, like they can find certain meats to eat, so it's not as unhealthy or not as, they're not digesting things that would have parasites in our body or things that would have, increased hypertension, increased diabetes and stuff like that. So,
Right.
You got turkeys, they're pretty good. You still can get lean, you got, salmon and different stuff like that. So it's just, obviously the porks and stuff like that. Pigs don't have sweat glands, so they sweat internally. Right. So that's why you get that salty taste. That's why they're just nasty. They eat anything as well.
Yeah.
So
I was one. I mean, I don't eat pork. I haven't eaten pork in 10, 15 years. It's been a long time. Because I did the knowledge on why it's not something that I want to put inside of my body. And you get a lot of folks that are kind of speak one way or the other on it. Oh, you a Muslim? No, I just don't eat a pig. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, we don't have to go too far into that. But I'm glad you brought that up, because we can speak on the I don't eat pork, and it ain't nothing crazy with why I don't eat pork. I just know better, and it's better for me not to.
True.
You do what you gonna do.
Yeah, definitely. It's up to each person's own discretion.
Yeah.
But yes,
you get folks that's offended that you don't eat pork.
But you know what's crazy? There's a lot of people that are offended or try to convince me otherwise for being a vegetarian. Like,
right.
They ask you so many questions, but they're not asking this guy next to me why he's eating this McDonald's hamburger that's processed and that's been through, that's probably not even meat no more. It's probably like 3% of meat and 97% of everything else. But they're asking me, how can I only eat
leaves,
greens and fruits? And that's weird.
Yeah,
but, that's life.
Yeah. You know, ain't no half stepping. Marcus J, live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio. Now we've got two more pieces of the puzzle that I want you to add. Number 3, what is your focus that you're going to share with us now, and why it's important that you had said a minute ago?
So, real estate, man. It's like right now I'm a multi-property owner. I got 4 properties. I live in one, obviously, and I rent out 3. But real estate itself is big, just based on the fact that we can, do what we want to do with it. So like I said, we want residential as well as commercial as an entity. So just with a commercial building, we can do so many different things. We can have that hub that I spoke of with all of these local black businesses in one place. So what if, let's say, like an Amazon for our community. Right. You can buy black, you can shop black, you can do different stuff. So the plan is eventually, after the bank, because right now the bank is the priority mission, but eventually we want like a strip, of different shops and malls and stuff like that, boutiques, just for our own community, man. Like if you look at the Jewish, they do it. They keep that money within ourselves. The Asians, of course. And
now, what would you say to those folks? Because you'll get opposition that'll say that you're doing this for black people, you guys trying to segregate yourselves from everybody else. How do you respond to someone who would say that? There's
no such thing to me as, like, all right, we're not doing anything besides trying to assist and enhance our own community, so it's no, like, just because you're pro something doesn't mean you're anti anything else. Like, we're not anti any other demographic. Our demographic is overlooked, by so many things. We're just trying to bring awareness to it. We're just trying to enlighten our own people.
Right.
So it's not like we're opposed to helping anybody else. No, we're helping anybody that needs it. It just so happens that our demographic needs it. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you put it that way, because I found myself in conversations with folks, and I would be the one that would say things like, we've got Little Italy and we've got Chinatown and we've got...
yesterday was Shamrock the Block. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but if you had, whatever the blackness version of that, I couldn't think of something witty to say in that moment, but you know what I'm saying.
I got you. I mean, like in May, it's Cinco de Mayo. Like,
it's
it's
a Puerto Rican Day parade.
Exactly. It's
like we get Black History Month, and I know a lot of folks be in their feelings about that, black and white. Oh, we don't need another Black History Month. We don't give us the shortest month. Or why you got to have a special month for y'all? Every month should be. You know what I mean? Like everybody has their opposition to that. I guess. While I, on an individual level, understand and appreciate and celebrate the necessity for what it is you guys' plan is, I guess I want to know another person, that other person being you, how you articulate the opposition when it comes.
So the main thing is, like, all right, so even if you're asking me that, why do you need to ask me that? You know what I mean? Because it's overlooked. So by you asking me that, it's already
something.
It's already something. Yeah. So it shouldn't be that. It should be, how come we're so much at the bottom, whether it's the socioeconomic status or either just in general. It shouldn't be, we shouldn't have to do this. This should not have to be a mission. It should already be flooded with multiple black-owned banks. It should already be flooded with gardens throughout the city. It should already be flooded with seminars on credit, health, education. Like, we shouldn't have to do this. I would love to be doing something else with my time, but I'd much rather serve the people who are not getting served.
Right.
So the opposition that you're meeting me with, you can assist me,
or you can go away.
Yeah, exactly. So, So whether it's black, white, Asian, I mean, because I definitely meet African Americans as well as other demographics that ask, like, why y'all doing it? What's the purpose? We already
do you scoff at black folk that come at you like, why y'all doing it? Like,
no, not at all. I mean, because everybody's situation not the same. I mean, so my platform is I got a decent little platform. My portfolio is is healthy. So I choose to give back, but I can't fault you for what you choose to do with your platform.
Right.
So no, I don't look down on them. I just try to educate them and say, all right, you might be here, but what was your parents, or where are your kids gonna be if we don't
do this?
Yeah, exactly. What's gonna happen to your generation that's coming behind you if we don't continue to push this? You know what I mean? Because let's just say we don't do it. Let's just say it's not United Black Business Group right now that's planning on bringing a black bank to the city of Richmond. Like, when is the next time somebody's going to try to bring a black bank to the city of Richmond? Right. You know what I mean? That's
like, if you don't do it, if I don't do it in that sense, if I don't do it, who's going to do it?
Exactly. My daughter will be 5 next month. So, I mean, I can tell her to start that process, by the time she's of age, but then that's a whole gap. Yeah. Yeah. So, to me, that's why I do it. It's not for those people who say that. I'm like, all right, cool. You're good. Like, you're upper class. You got a job. You got a house and everything. But what about what your parents had to do?
Right. How did they get you to the point where you good?
Yeah. And what about your kids? So I can stop right now. Let's just say I stop right now. What's going to happen though? Right. You're going to be good. But what about your neighbor? What about the people around you? Right. So for me, it's just being selfless.
That's a noble plan, because a lot of folks don't have that selflessness that allows them to think about, you know what, I'm okay, I'm good, but my brother is not good, my sister is not good, and I want to do what I can do to help them.
Service is important, man. Charity is important, and then just helping. Think about it. Like, to me, I just think it would reduce so much other things is going on if people had other outlets. Right. Like, how therapeutic it is to plant in the garden? You know what I'm saying? So that time that you're there planting in the garden, you're not being mischievous somewhere else. Right. Not only that time that you're spending planting the garden, you're growing your own food, so you ain't got to worry about it. I might be hungry next week. No, because you planted that a couple months ago. Now it's grown to at least a point to where you can eat some of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. So now, even still, you can sell it. You know what I mean? So
you got options.
Yeah, exactly. That garden is going to give you options. It's going to be therapeutic. It's going to be some capital you can raise from it, and you can eat it yourself. So that right there is 3 things that we can stretch off, a lot of people list, Right. So that's pretty much the key, man.
And how stepping with Marcus J, live from the Den, Legacy and Internet Radio. We're talking to our brother James Harris, United Black Business Group, and we just talked about the bringing the black bank to Richmond, Virginia. We just talked about agriculture, and we also talked about real estate. One more piece to the puzzle.
Well, education, man. That's pretty much the key to everything. Not just educating the generations after us, our children's and stuff like that. We definitely want them to be as educated as possible, but we also want to educate, me, you, and our surroundings. Like the person you just spoke of, that with that opposition, like, that's part of education as well. Like, all right, look at Ben Carson. Like, we can say maybe 10 to 15 years ago, his whole outlook was different than it is now. Right. Just based on his platform was different. Right. Now this right here is re-education. His platform has totally changed. But so let's just think, like, my daughter will be 5 in April. So it's certain things from a historic standpoint that I think she should know that the schools are not going to provide. Right. There's certain things from a financial standpoint that I'm going to ensure that she understands. So it's not just academics, education. It's everything, financial, of course, academic, and then just life stuff that you should be getting, I feel, in schools, but you're not getting in schools. Yeah. Like, I remember like the earlier part of my school years, it was like home ec in school. Now, I don't even think they do that
home ec, wood shop.
Exactly.
I remember doing that kind of stuff. Like, I have to this day a piece of wood shop that I created in my house. I created it in the 7th grade. Yeah. And then the piece that I did in the 8th grade, my parents still have in my family home in New Jersey. And these are things that I knew how to do. But because it wasn't something that was celebrated, my daughter, who's a little older than yours, she's never going to know what it's like to work with wood and then stain it and then
all
produce
ashtrays and sewing and basket weaving. It was just a lot of different things in school that I think should be back in school. And also, man, just from a mindset standpoint, like you learning something new. That's how you challenge your mind.
Right.
If everything is book, a lot of people don't learn by hearing. They learn by hands-on, learn by doing. It's,
Right.
it's different ways. So I just think that creative portion would be good. And then you also got like things that you're not going to use, after you graduate,
Yep.
that you should
Figure out a way to use.
yeah. So, I mean, so it all depends. So we just want to educate people as much as possible on life skills,
Right.
financial literacy, and, from an academic standpoint, incorporate some of our history, because it's more than just slavery. We had lots of inventors. We had lots of creators, Renaissance people, just all over the place, but it's quiet,
People think that our history in this country starts with 400 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what they think, legitimately, because that's all that we've been
that's
taught.
what you taught, though.
Yeah.
Like that's what the books say. So look, this is my theory, man. In like probably 15 to 20 years, it's like, in certain states, they're already banning like African American history in schools.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
But I also know they're changing literary classics and removing certain words and phrases from them to sanitize. Like you don't see the N-word in Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn anymore. They want to take it out. Now, I'm not a fan of that word, but in the context of when those books were written, you're not going to make Tom seem like he was best friends with Jim.
Yeah, and
he didn't call Jim out his name.
The historical part, yeah. So I'm not a fan of that word either, but it's certain things that needs to be displayed from an art standpoint. But yeah, so again, I just think in probably 20 years, it's going to seem like we started probably, with Obama. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, black people can't be this bad, because this is, like that's going to be the history from Obama up until that point.
It's funny that you say that too, because that was my deal. And I think it's Huckleberry Finn that was with Jim. I think I said Tom a minute ago, but that is one of my deals when you look at some of these historical movies and you see people miscast. And when I say miscast, you got Lily White, Liz Taylor playing Cleopatra, and you got, Australian Russell Crowe playing Noah, and you got,
exactly.
Welsh, what's the guy's name? Christian Bale playing, what did he play? Moses or whoever he played.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
Something like that.
So from that standpoint, like if you don't understand history, you're going to think that's what it is, though.
Yep. Like they had the white dude to play Michael Jackson in the play.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Like, next thing you know, you're going to have Justin Bieber playing Tupac. I mean, come on.
But from a historic, like our daughters, that they're not going to know any better unless we
teach them.
Exactly.
And I know the kind of man that you are. I know you're teaching yours, and you know the kind of man I am. I'm teaching mine, and hopefully, there's more of us that are doing that with our children.
Man,
but the unfortunate reality is potentially there may not be. Ain't no half step with Marcus J. live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. Talking to our brother James Harris of United Black Business Group. You've got a team of folks. Tell us a little bit about your team.
I do got a team, man.
Yeah.
They would have been
Shout
here with
them
me
out.
today.
Shout them out.
But they're currently doing other endeavors for our nonprofit, which is good, man. We spread it out throughout the place just because there's so much to do and so much needed to be done. So we break stuff up, man. We got Jerome Coleman, who is the president. He and I actually founded it based on, honestly, he was irritated by the election. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. He was irritated by the election.
That's what it was, huh?
Yeah. So he just had some animosity based on that. So we got to talking, and he knew that I was an action type person. He tell me the plan, I can execute it. So that's how he and I got connected. And then we got Morgan Lawrence, man. She's one of our secretaries. She's amazing with paperwork and finding things, and just a wealth of knowledge. And then we got Tony, which is our other secretary. She also has a nonprofit which is Committed to Reach. She's the one who we partner with the garden that's currently in Fulton. Good girl, hardworking, veteran. Then we got Donnie Oliver, man. He is an accountant by trade, but he's our treasurer. So our team is
it seems strong. Everybody has their roles.
Yeah, everybody got their roles, and sometimes just to help each other, we cross roles, but it's no egos in the group. It's definitely love, and uplift. We praise each other. We work together. We ensure that the people come first, because that's what it's about.
How can the listeners of Legacy Internet Radio and Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J, which are both under Legacy Media Group, how can we either help or be a part of the endeavor? Like, this is the part where you really, you got to tell us what we can do to be a part of it. So how can we help?
You can help, man. Go to the website, www.unitedbbg.org, www.unitedbbg.org. You can donate. You can check out our page. You also can email us at unitedbbg@gmail.org or .com, unitedbbg@gmail.com. But the website has pretty much everything on there that you need to know. If you need any additional content, definitely email us. We'll get it right to you. Follow us on Facebook, United Black Business Group, LLC. That's the page, man. Other than that, look for us in the community. We definitely sponsor a lot of events. Go to different functions. Once you're on the website or on the Facebook, you'll see that I was at the governor's mansion with the governor and my man Jesse Jackson. Got a chance to meet the mayor and different people in the community. Yesterday, the chief of police came out to the opening of Battle Bar Extreme. So there's a lot of people that recognize us and understand that we're trying to do different things. So we got a lot of relationships going on.
Yeah. No, when I saw the picture with you, and we've got the website up now in the studio, so we're looking at some of the slideshows with Reverend Jackson and Governor McAuliffe at the governor's mansion. It's big, and you guys' organization. How old are you guys? How old is the organization?
Man, we started in December. So
December 2016, and February, March, you're already hanging out with the governor and the civil rights leader, Jesse Jackson.
Exactly. It's a need for it. Like I said, it's definitely a need, and people understand that. And just like Jerome, man, there was a lot of other people frustrated by the election itself. So, and they understand our mission, because what we're trying to do, or what we're doing, is not extreme. It's just basic. One, economic principles, and then just basic life principles. Why not uplift our community, sustain our community, and just build that bridge. To me, generational wealth is important. So that's all I'm teaching is entrepreneurship. My daughter would get that firsthand. It's a difference.
And she's getting it from you, someone who knows what he's talking about, is part of the organization, is in the community.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a blessing for her. She's better off than she would be without you. So I commend you. Let's go ahead and move towards a close. Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. We're talking to our brother James Harris of United Black Business Group. In closing, what is the final thing that you would like the listeners to hear from you on your organization before we close?
The motto, man, self-sustainment start now. So self-sustainment start now. That's, within your own home, within your own community, within Virginia itself. Let's just be a self-sustaining unit, man. It's so many other demographics that do it. It's so many people here that needs you, the listener, of course, me, myself, Marcus, so if we all can pull together, man, it'll definitely be successful for not only ourselves, our generation, but our community. A better community is a better city, better state, and so forth. We can expand, man. The world can change if we change it.
I can't imagine a better way to close it out, brother. I appreciate you, first of all, for coming to meet with us here live from the Den of Legacy Internet Radio and sharing with us United Black Business Group, an outstanding organization. You guys' platform. We're talking about real estate. We're talking about agriculture. We're talking about education. We're talking about bringing a black bank to Richmond, Virginia.
Yes,
I can't imagine a more important and noble endeavor. And I'm honored and happy that you allowed me to talk with you and share this with the listeners, because I agree that that's an absolutely necessary, and it's probably the best word, necessary mission
Definitely.
And with time, I'm sure that there'll be more that's added. But you guys are taking a huge chunk of responsibility, and it appears that you guys are already knocking it out of the park, man. I'm proud of you guys for doing it.
Hey, appreciate you, man. We're definitely humbled. We're driven. We're gonna continue to push. So continue to follow us, United Black Business Group LLC, on Facebook, or check out our website, unitedbbg.org. Or email us directly, unitedbbg@gmail.com. If you got any questions, you want to help, you want to donate, feel free. Or also you can follow me on my personal page, James Harris. You'll probably see me in the community or doing different stuff with prominent people. I definitely just want to help, man. I want us all to win. So I'm going to continue to be out there helping the people. I'm going to continue to be a voice. So yeah, until next time, I definitely appreciate it, man.
You got it. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. We just spoke with our brother James Harris, United Black Business Group. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we've got more of the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio. It's called Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. We are live from the Den of Legacy Internet Radio, taking this break. We'll be back in a few. Y'all stay with us.